What is up, Clashers? So today we're going to be reviewing some games that I just played with this deck. So it's become one of my favorite decks because you have Minor Wallbreaker, Log Fireball, Dark Goblin, which is really versatile, Knight's a beautiful mini tank, and then you have Cannon for good defense and Skeletons for nice cycle. It comes out at 2.6 elixir, and it's just really good, I feel. So I'm actually 6 in a row with this deck. So yeah, we're gonna look at some games that I just played, and we'll hop into it. All right, so this first battle's against Thiago Galliano. We going for early wall breakers, and I don't know what he's doing. He might have been lagging a little bit, but he gives us a beautiful log. And as you see here, he's about to play his princess right into the Dark Goblin. He is having a rough beginning to the match. We're going to go for a miner on his tower just for that delicious chip. He's going to Ice Spirit Bridge, which I don't understand because he was down Elixir. But he's going to defend with a Skeleton King in the back here, which I need to be really careful of because I'm not sure if he's playing Graveyard or not, which is can be very deadly for me because I don't have a poison. The best thing I have is Log, which isn't in hand at the time. But I missed the Fireball on the Goblin Barrel here. Happens to everyone. So it leaves one little goblin left, but there's the skeletons coming in clutch. Sets me up for a nice counter push. But I don't take that opportunity because he's got that Tesla there. So I waited out a little bit. I'm going to go in for a Dark Goblin Bridge, which he plays another Princess into, which brings it slightly out of that Tesla range and gets me a little bit more chip. So I know at this point that he's got the Goblin Gang, so I know that when I play Miner, he's going to counter with that. So it gives me just a beautiful log on defense. And then I have that Fireball just right there for the Goblin Barrel. It's beautiful. His Tesla's going to disappear, and that sets up a whole new range of options for me here. So, I'm going to go Wall Breaker's Bridge, because if he defends, that's 4 Elixir for 2 Elixir. Sets me up pretty good for a counter push here. So I'm gonna go defensive cannon because his Tesla is still on the board. He plays princess, which actually kind of messes me up because I play skeletons right into his skeleton king, just feeding that power. But at this point, I don't think he has graveyard, so I can be a little bit more aggressive against the skeleton king because I don't want him to get close to that tower and have those skeletons get some chip. So again, I know that he has that goblin gang, so I tried to go for a fireball here, fireball predict, sort of almost on his skeletons because I wanted those wall breakers to connect. He's gonna BM here a little bit with a hog snore emote, but the match goes on. I play another cannon on defense. It's farther back, so I don't think princess locks onto it. But I have the knight, which is beautiful for that princess and that skeleton king. Defend the goblin barrel without a spell, which allows me to have it stuff and cycle for his goblin gang, which I know is coming. Try to predict it, but he's a little bit slower than I thought he would be with that reaction. I miss another fireball in the Goblin Gang, which sets me up into a little bit of a weird position. I have to eat a princess shot or two here, but overall, decent defense. Kite is Skeleton King over here with the knight. Let the cannon do its job. He tries to go for a tricky barrel or something. I don't know. I still just defend with my Dark Goblin and Skeletons. Very good combo for defending tricky barrels. Miner here, he can't really do too much to defend this because the win is inevitable. We just go Fireball, Log, and that is a W. I'll catch you guys in the next match. And I'm playing against an Expo player, which I don't particularly like. It's an interesting matchup for this deck if they play correctly, but I still ended up winning, which is nice. So he goes in for an aggressive Expo bridge with a princess to back. I play an unneeded cannon here on defense. I thought it sent me back a bunch of elixir, but apparently it did not. So yeah, we're even on elixir now, which kind of sucks because I could have had a really nice probably wallbreaker connection if I hadn't played that cannon because that would have put me at 3 more elixir than him, which would have been great for that miner. But I know that since he's playing Expo, he's probably playing archers to pair with it. So then there's the archers that I thought would be there. So I have the fireball ready, debated on using it. But yeah, I think I'm just going for skeletons. And then I have the Dark Goblin, which like I've said before is very versatile. I go in for wall breakers to take out the Expo, which is kind of risky because if they die, it's not going to go too well with me. I try to save the Dark Goblin with a miner, but it just did not work out. He plays Princess back. I get a nice log on that. Miner gets a little bit of chip, and it sets me up for a nice 500 damage lead here early off, which is good because if you don't get those early game leads, you might have one really good connection onto your tower by that Expo, and it can just be game over so quick. Expo is, if you don't counter it correctly, it's just not good for your towers. So I played Dark Goblin here because I love that free 500 chip if they don't defend. And then he plays Expo Bridge, seeing how I'm a little weak. I knew that he was going to spam the bridge with cards, so I have that beautiful fireball to just clean everything up. The cannon on defense, so he can't go in for an immediate princess. It's just to set me up really nice. So that cannon disappears. He's going to play princess, knowing now that he can. Still have log because it's double elixir. He has to log and arrows that push, which is a positive elixir trade for me. So I go in for Dark Goblin Bridge, continuing to just absolutely add on to that gap that we have going for damage. He plays Expo middle, knowing that I have wall breakers, but it's kind of too much. I mean, I have the cannon, I have the knight, I have the miner. This miner's actually going to take out the princess because he didn't play it far back enough. I play these wall breakers here. He's going to arrow it. I knew he had arrows back in cycle. I tried to go in for the Dark Goblin because I don't think he has log, but he did. Still get in that one-hit chip. He goes Princess Bridge, which is pretty aggressive. I play Skeletons. Nice cleanup. It lets the Princess get 2 hits, but I have such a nice advantage here that I just let it happen. Going for a beautiful prediction on the Skeletons, and that's just game over from that prediction. It was just too clean for him. He ended up giving up, and it's a single crown win. Into this final match against Sniper Pro. I couldn't really tell what deck he was running at the beginning, but we still win these. If you're new here, I should ask you to subscribe to the channel and drop a like on the video if you think it's a good video. Leave comments about how I can help change my videos to make them better. I'm always trying to make the channel just better and easier to watch by the viewers. So let's get into the match. So he plays Barbarian Barrel Bridge. I have a knight to counter. Mother Witch is amazing in this matchup because it gives him good value, but can also give me good value because I have that amazing fireball right here. Basically kills that golden knight, lets him get 1 hog. He goes in for E-Barb's Bridge, giving me beautiful log value. I can just play Skeletons and then kite it with my cannon. I thought I would get both of them, but, I messed up a little bit. Typical mid-ladder person. And his E-Barb gets 1 connection. So at this point, I'm kind of wondering what kind of deck he's running, but I see him play Phoenix, so, I got to go Wall Breakers. He has that Barb Barrel again. Sadly, my Dark Goblin connects to the Barb, so it doesn't really deal too much damage to that Phoenix. As you can see, I failed to kite it with the Skeletons, so I did not save my Barbarian. He gives me nice log value here in a second. Yep, there it is. And I'm up a little bit of damage. We're pretty even on elixir, but both of us got to sit here and recharge up a little bit for another push. But up 1,000 damage, that really helps against E-Barbs because those deal so much damage if you're not careful. Going for a nice minor wall breaker push because it's very essential that I pressure because I know that his knight's dash is not enough to kill my wall breakers, so he has to do a little bit more on defense than that. It also helps chip some of the knight's health. I thought he was going to use his dash again. I thought I'd recharge, but I had not. So I put the knight a little bit farther away. He goes in for Phoenix back. I have Dark Goblin back in cycle, so that's a nice card to see come out onto the field for me. I also have Fireball, so I know if he plays something like Mother Witch or E-Barbs, I have that. I also have Log coming up next, so that's a nice synergy for me if I choose to play it. And as I thought, he played E-Barb's Bridge. It gives me a beautiful log. My Dark Goblin's just going to clean it all up. I play Skeletons right into his Mother Witch. Kind of a noob move. But, I have Knight to clean it all up. My Dark Goblin's still back there just shooting away. Just cleaning everything up. I thought I would need a miner, but I didn't. I didn't want him to dash on the tower there. This Fireball is going to give me some more damage. Dark Goblin's just connecting straight to tower, ignoring the egg. And then he cleans up the egg. So much value in such a tiny little card. Only 3 elixir. That's why I love it. Just gonna kind of play defense here. The match is already over. He's down so much. Down so much damage. He can't come back. So again, if you're new here, consider subscribing. Hopefully you liked the video. And yeah, that's Mid Ladder Man out.